He was shattered, buried beneath the weight of neglect, erased from memory, and yet he tore himself back into existence, reforged in flame, betrayal, and ruin. Now he stands alone. Defeat is no longer a word that belongs to me. Let me repeat it until it carves itself into your spine, until it rattles through the empty halls of your doubt. Defeat is no longer a word that belongs to me. I have been beaten. I have been shattered. I have been abandoned at death's edge more times than numbers can hold. I have felt the cold taste of failure pressed against my tongue. I have swallowed blood. I have drowned in my own tears. I have dragged myself through rot and shadow with nothing guiding me except the last dying spark of my will. And yet I remain. I am still here. I am still standing, and that truth terrifies them more than anything else ever could.
You want to know what defeat really looks like? I'll tell you. Defeat is quitting. Defeat is handing your soul back to the very hands that tried to crush it. Defeat is staring into your reflection and seeing only the echo of who you once were. Defeat is accepting the story they wrote for you. And I refuse. I refuse with every fiber of my being, with every scar etched into my flesh, with every drop of blood still driving my heart forward. I will not be defeated, because I have already survived what should have erased me from existence. They don't understand what they created. They believed breaking me would weaken me. They believed tearing me apart would scatter me into nothing. They believed I would fade, useless and forgotten. What they failed to realize is that some things grow stronger when broken. Some things, when shattered, come back sharper, harder, far more dangerous than before. I am one of those things. I am the blade they forged in their own fire. I am the monster sculpted by their cruelty. And now I am coming for everything they believed belonged to them.
I remember the days when defeat felt unavoidable, when every step forward felt like climbing a mountain made of glass, slicing into my hands and knees with every inch gained. I remember the voices, those voices, the ones that told me I was nothing, the ones that mocked my dreams and spat on my ambition, the ones that said I was born to fail, that defeat ran through my veins. I listened to them once. I let them into my mind. I let them fester like parasites feeding on my hope. But not anymore. Those voices are gone. I killed them. I crushed them with my own hands and buried them in the grave they dug for me. Every warrior reaches a moment where a choice must be made. A choice between surrender and survival. A choice between accepting the chains wrapped around their wrists or snapping them and setting the world ablaze. I made my choice long ago. I chose war. I chose fire. I chose to become something they could never contain, never command, never defeat. And once you make that choice, once you step fully into the darkness and claim it, there is no retreat. There is only forward. There is only upward. There is only the relentless climb toward the summit that was always meant to be yours.
They called me broken. Good. Broken things have edges. Broken things cut. They called me damaged. Even better.
Damage teaches lessons comfort never could. It teaches survival with nothing. It teaches breath when breathing feels like glass. It teaches motion when your legs beg you to stop. Damage shaped me, and what I became is something they should have never allowed to exist. I have walked through fire, real fire, the kind that strips you down to bone and shows you what remains when everything else is burned away. Most people run from that flame. Most would rather cling to the numb safety of mediocrity than risk being consumed. Not me. I stepped into it willingly. I let it incinerate my fear, my weakness, my need for their approval. And when I emerged, I was no longer who they remembered. I was something else, something forged in pain, something tempered by suffering, something that cannot be defeated because it has already endured the worst.
Do you know what it means to hit rock bottom? To lie in darkness with the weight of failure crushing your chest? I do. I've been there more times than I can count. But rock bottom is not an ending. It is a foundation. It is the solid ground upon which empires are built. Every time I fell, I pushed off harder. Every time I sank, I launched myself higher. And now I stand so far above them that they strain to see me, staring up at a summit they never believed I could reach. Defeat no longer applies to me. I earned that truth. I paid for it in blood, in tears, in nights without sleep. I paid a price they will never understand because they were never willing to pay it. They want victory without war, success without sacrifice, a crown without a battle. That's not how this works.
To become undefeatable, you must be willing to lose everything. You must be willing to watch your world burn and rebuild from ash. I have no fear left. Fear belongs to those who still have something to lose. Fear belongs to those who believe the world will show mercy. I lost everything, every dream, every trust, every person I believed in. And when you lose everything, something changes. You become free. Free from expectation, free from approval, free from caring what they think you should be. They see a monster when they look at me. Good. Let them see what they created. Let them face the nightmare born from the darkness they cast me into. I am not ashamed. I am proud. Every scar is a medal, every wound a trophy, every fracture reforged into something stronger than bone. I am no longer surviving. I am conquering. I am becoming everything they said I never could. And the irony is perfect. They made me this way. Every insult, every rejection, every betrayal fed the fire. They tried to destroy me, and instead they forged me. They tried to silence me, and instead they gave me a roar. I do not follow their rules anymore. Those rules were built to keep me small. I burned them. I wrote my own. Never surrender. Never forget. Never forgive. Take what is yours. Break what stands in your way. Rise every time they knock you down. They can strike me 1,000 times. 1,000 times I will rise. That isn't arrogance, it's proof. Defeat is a word that no longer applies to me. I stand at the summit because I took it. And from here, I see them all. Every doubter, every betrayer, every fool who thought I would stay down. They should be afraid, because I'm not finished, not even close. The monster is awake, the fire is alive, the storm has arrived, and there is no shelter strong enough to stop what's coming. They wanted me gone. Instead, they got me, and I am just getting started. Defeat is a word that no longer applies to me. It never will again, because I have risen beyond it. I have become eternal. I am unstoppable. I am the Dark King they never wanted, but absolutely earned.